Hello everyone, today we'll continue learning Python and today we'll talk about sets and when or why you should use them. And this video will be split in three parts. First of all, for beginners who don't know what sets are, then for intermediate users, so I will explain some more functions which are useful with sets, and then I'll explain how sets work in Python. And let's start. First of all, what is set? Set is an unordered collection of unique elements in Python. So for example, we have list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This list can be represented as a set because every element is a unique one. It's not practical or useful, but you can represent list as set now. Just represent, it's not a set. And now every element is a unique one. But if I'll add, for example, another 5, so we have two number 5 elements in our list A. Let's run again. As you can see here, we have two 5s. So this is how lists work. List stores values, just values. And how we can create a list, a set from a list? So that's easy. I will create B, which is equals to set, and I should provide here list, for example, A. So B equals set from A. And now let's print A, and then let's print B. Run my code. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. But let's have a look at our set. So again, I printed first of all my list and then set, which was created from our list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't have duplicates in our set, and that's the main idea of sets. Okay, as you can see here, sets, our set is represented with curly brackets. If you know dictionary in Python, so dictionary, where we have key and value pair, they are too represented with curly brackets, but sets are slightly different. Okay, another way how we can create a set, I'll comment it out. And for example, B equals curly brackets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now let's run our code again. Let's print just our set B now. I don't want to print the list. Let's print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I'll add element 1, 2, 3, what will happen? Again, we only have unique elements, therefore we have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's easy. Okay, but the main idea of this type of creation set is that you should provide one value. Why? Because if we created just curly brackets, so B equals curly brackets, let's have a look at type of B. Type of B, and let's run. As you can see here, it says class dict, because by default dictionary is created like that. But if I'll create set with set function, for example, if you created a set but you don't have any values in it, let's run now, and as you can see here, class set. Everything works fine. Okay, so again, if you use curly brackets, provide one value. So for example, if I will create curly brackets 1 here, let's type again and type set. Okay, that's easy. What we can do with our sets? First of all, we can add information to a set. For example, I have set A 1, 2, 3. How do I add an information, for example, number 4 to our set? So in lists we have append function. However, in sets we only have add function. Okay, and now let's add, for example, 4, and then I will print my list, or my set, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I'll add value which is already in our set, it won't be added, so no exceptions, value just won't be added at all. And yeah, that's about it. So we can add values with add function. Well, we can remove values from our set. We have function pop, which removes arbitrary value from our set. As I understand it, it removes random value from a set, so I have never used it actually, and removes and returns arbitrary set element, but I know what it does. So actually it's useless from my point of view in sets. In lists I use pop functions very frequently. Okay, and let's call, for example, deleted element, so del element. And now I will print my list A and I will print deleted element. So, sorry, deleted element. Let's run now. As you can see here, we deleted element 1 from our set and it was returned in pop function. So now deleted element variable has 1 as removed element from our set. How we can remove specific element from our set? So we have function remove here as we do it in lists. So for example, remove, and let's remove element 2. Now I'll run my code. 1 free, only 1 free. But what will happen if we remove an element which is not in our set. Let's have a look. For example, 10, we don't have 10 in our set. Let's run again. Key error, 10. And that's the main difference between lists and sets. So, what I mean, if I created a list 1, 2, 3, for example, and then I print b.remove 10, what will happen? And I'll comment out my a remove. Look, here we have key error, but in list we have value error. If you want to catch your error, you should use except key value if you use sets and except value error if you use lists. Okay. Then we removed an element 10 from our, or we can remove, for example, 1, and everything works fine. But I forgot to tell you about one function, and it's called discard. So what is discard? So a.discard 20. What it does? It removes, as you can see, nothing is happening. It removes an element from set if it's in that set. So actually what it does, it's, if you know try, so try a.remove and our element, then except. So now what it does here, we try to remove an element from our list A, and if we don't have that element, we print nothing happened. Let's run now, nothing happened. If I'll add 20 here, it will just remove our element. And that's what discard function does in set. Okay, then we can add set to a set. What I mean by it? For example, we have set B, which is equals to 4, 5, 6. We can create function, or we can call function called a.update, and in update we should provide our list, so B. Now let's run again. As you can see, I updated A with B, so I added 4, 5, 6 to our list A, to our set A, sorry. And then I printed set A, and it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's an easy one. And another command is just clear, so it will clear our set. Let's run. Just an empty set. If you want to copy your set to another set, so for example we have set A, and I will remove set B. If you want to create a set B, so B equals a.copy. If you just leave B equals A, as you do it for example in other languages, it will just, so in Python everything is a link, and your set B will just link to that object. So B and A will be one object, the similar object, and we don't want that because I don't know, because two links on one object is useless. And because of that we use a.copy to copy our set, and then let's print AB, let's run, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, everything works fine. And now I think we can end up with beginner part. Let's move to the intermediate one. So the intermediate part is about functions which are unique for sets and functions which are fast for sets. So what I mean by it? For example, we have list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then, if I want to know an element, for example, x equals, for example, let's go 4, and if I want to know the element, is the element x in list A. So if we have 4 in our list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, what I can do here? If x in A. Okay, and then for example print x in A list. Let's run our client, x in A list. But what is the main difference between in function with sets and with lists? So the main difference is that in function in sets works really fast. Why? Because every element is a unique one, and I'll explain how set work and you'll understand why that function is very fast. But if you want to know just functions of sets, you can think of x in A as a very fast function. And now, okay, we won't see the difference because our list is very small, or our set is very small, but you get the idea. And we have function not in, so if x not in A, if 4 not in set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you understand the idea. Yeah, that's actually all. Then, how we can get the length of our set? As we do it in our list, or any iterable actually, we can call len from A. Let's run. It says 7 because we have 7 elements in list or in set A. And now let's move to functions which was written only for sets. So, for example, we have two sets, A and B. A equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and B equals 1, 2, 3. If we want to test if every element from A is in B, what we can do? A bigger than B. It will say true. So again, we test if every element in A is in B. What happens here? Well, we look at B at first. Then B has 1, 2, 3. Then we look at A. A has 1, 2, 3, and B has 1, 2, 3. That's all. We don't need to actually do anything else. So you can think of it as if every element from B is in A. Yeah, and it says true because 1, 2, 3, we have 1, 2, 3 in B and we have 1, 2, 3 in A. But if I will change A bigger than B, we check if every element from A is in B, and B bigger than A, we check if every element from B is in A. Okay, and another function, just a contraction of it, so it was an operator function. Operator function is just a function, for example, plus, minus, dividing, multiply, and so on. But we can call function as we do it, for example, with a.add or so on. It's called is superset. Is superset and is subset functions which are used for these functions with less or more. So A is superset is actually A more than B, yeah, A more than B, and A is subset A less than B. That's actually all. Okay, if you can choose if you want to use A bigger than B or A less than B, or is subset is superset. For me personally, I use A bigger than B and A less than B because it gives my code beauty, I think. Okay, and we should provide here again A.is superset from B, A is subset from B again. And now it will say true because as we saw, A is bigger than B. That means that every element from B is in A. You can think of it right now. And then we can print A is subset and it will say false because we don't have 4, 5, 6, 7 in our B. And now let's run. True, false. Everything works fine. Okay, the next interesting thing with sets is union. What's that? For example, we have set 1, 2, 3 and set 4, 5, 6. How we can merge the sets together? So you saw a.update, but we have function union. What union does? What are the differences between update and union? Well, actually, what update does is I will show you. So for example, I have set C, which is equals to an empty set, and of course we can create set only like that if it's an empty one. And for example, a.update from B, and then I will create C equals a.union. What's the problem? I will remove that because it's useless. My IDE says that because we created C here. Okay, so I created a update from B and a union from A, and for example, let's go D, which is equals to 7, 8, 9. Okay, so again, what I do here, I updated set A, so set A with B, so I merged them together. Okay, then what I did here, C, I created variable C, which is equals to a.union, and union, it merges sets together too. But what are the differences between update and union? And I will provide list D, and let's print A and C now. Let's run. As you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What are the differences actually? So we can replace update and union with these comments. Update, it's A vertical line equals B, and union is A vertical line B. So what are the differences if you don't know? For example, we have integer A which is equals to 10, or not A, let's num equals to 10. And then what I want to do is add some values to a num. For example, num plus equals 2. What does that mean, plus equals? It means num equals num plus 2. That's easy. So every comment with comment and then equal is in place addition, deletion, and so on. No, deletion, addition, multiplying, subtracting, and so on. So we add or we do a comment with that data structure, or in our case, it's a set. So, and what are the differences? Update updates set A, but union merges two sets together and returns a new one. And that's are the differences actually. So again, update updates that set, but union merges them together and returns new one. So after union, our set A is not changed at all, because we merged B and A in a new set. And that's all. Okay, how we can use merge functions. For example, we have list A and B, and A merged with B or union with B. Doesn't matter actually. A union B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we have similar elements, for example, 1, 2, 3, 1, let's go. Nothing changed, we have only unique elements, so everything works fine. If you want to add elements from B to set A, you can use A vertical line equals B. And then let's print A. Everything works fine, as you can see here. Okay, another functions for sets. First of all, it's an intersection. What intersection does? It returns new element or new set with elements which are in A and B both. For example, we have, let's print A and then logic AND or ampersand, I don't know how it's called properly, and then B. So logic E, yeah, A and B. Let's run now. Only one. Why? Let's have a look at A and B. A equals 1 to 3, B equals 4, 5, 6, 1. We have only 1 in both sets, and that's why 1 is added to our new set. We can add, for example, 4, and now we have 4 in our B and 4 in our A. Let's run now. 1, 4. Everything works fine. So another function is, I think it's called difference. Yeah, difference, actually difference. Okay, I think, yeah, difference. It's called difference. And what's that? So we created, again, intersection gets element from A and B which are similar to both sets, which both sets have. But difference, what it does? It gets every element. So for example, let's do something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here I will add not 5 but 9, for example. What happens here? And let's run now. As you can see, only 9. Why? Because we removed every not unique element, so we removed every similar element which is in set A and in set B, and we got only non-unique elements from set A. So we removed every non-unique element from A and B, and then we return only A set. Yes, that's all. If I will change, so now we have only 9 because 1, 2, 3, 4 are similar, but we have 9 only in set A. If I will go B minus A, it will return 5, because we have 5 only in our set B. Now I want to talk about symmetric difference. And what's that? So if you know what XOR is, it will be easy for you to understand that. But if you don't know what it is, I will explain as much as I can. So what symmetric difference does? Actually, symmetric difference is an opposite of difference. And if you know XOR in Python or in any programming language, actually, it will be very easy for you to understand that. So if you know that hat, I don't know, that roof sign, I don't know how it's called, actually, I really don't know. But if you know XOR, it's called XOR. You will understand that easily. So what it does? It gets every non-unique element from A and B. Yeah, I think that's easy. 1. So for example, we have 10 here, we have 20 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 are non-unique elements because they are both in A and B. But 9 and 10, 5 and 20 are unique ones. And now we'll have list 25, 9, 10. 20, 9, 5, 10. So it gets non-unique elements from both lists. And that's actually all. So yeah, and the main interesting thing in Python is that every comment from that list can be called with in place something. So actually it's called in place and then goes comment. So for example, hat equals its in place symmetric difference. And we can do something like B symmetric difference, and then let's print B. You know the result. We can B minus A, we can B